First up, Goguette has a new line of freestanding wine units. Now, with a name like Goguette, you might think that these are made in France. And you'd be surprised to find out that you are correct. Of course they're made in France. The name is Goguette. They're gonna build it in France, okay? These two new units come in two sizes, short and tall. Or if you want to think of it as Danny DeVito or Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm not gonna stop you. The racks are adjustable. You can have a lie-down rack for optimal storage. You can have an upright rack for open bottles. And then you kind of have like a lounging rack, where if you want to like show off like the label to all your friends, you can do that as well. And of course, it accommodates all sorts of size bottles. Other features include limited vibrations, which is a huge thing when storing your wine. It's ultra quiet because it's low vibrating. And the glass door, this is important, the glass door has UV protection. So you no longer have to take your bottle of wine and slather it with SPF 90. That's bad. This is a silly idea. Don't do this anymore. Just put it behind the glass window that has UV protection. Anthony?
Such great advice, Tom, and I've ruined so many bottles as a result of slathering it in the UV protection. I'm sick of that coconut smell along with a glass of wine. That said, so glad that John found this news item, because I think these appliances speak to John. They're bold. They stand out. This is not afraid to say, I have a wine unit in my house. Now, they are freestanding. The specs say they can be built in, but they can't be built into closed cabinets. So it needs to be an open cabinetry so they can breathe. They breathe out the back. Things I really like about them, but besides the bold look, 5-year warranty, that's really important, especially for a new brand that's trying to break into the market. You want to say, we believe in what we're selling, and the customer can gain some confidence where they might not be confident. And finally, and Tom, you talked about this, the racks. If you're a wine lover, not every bottle's the same size. And so many times, and John can attest to this too, people will come in with their favorite wine and it doesn't fit in the racks, and that rules out that brand. Where this one is supposed to cover all different sizes, and then the horizontal look. What's the other downside with it? When it's tip to tail, you don't know what the bottle is, so you have to open to see what bottle's in there. This solves for that. So I think some really smart things, and it's built in France. So I think this is a great option. John, how's this going to play out there?
Yeah, I mean, you set me up perfectly for this one, right? I mean, because as we know, most wine fridges, they end up being an afterthought on the sales floor, right? They're kind of tucked into a beverage center lineup and really kind of more sold as accessories, sadly, right? And that's why this story kind of grabbed my attention and our attention, right? Because this isn't another kind of under-counter unit, right? It's modern, it's designed forward, it's a full line of full-height wine fridges that are built to be seen, right? Colors, lighting, glass, shelves, all of the stuff that we're talking about, it looks like furniture. And it's really a complete reframe of how wine fridges kind of belong in a room, right? And here's where retail really kind of keeps missing it as far as I'm concerned, right? This category has been starved for something like this, right? But most reps will probably undersell it still as kind of like a nice upgrade or anything like that. No, I mean, these cabinets run in like, these $3,000 to $5,000 range for a reason. I mean, they're quiet, they're controlled, they're built to protect a collection properly. I mean, but the bigger story here for me, as it always is it gives design-minded customers a reason to care about wine storage as part of their home, right? So for me, this takeaway is stop treating wine fridges like they're add-ons, right? We've gone through a whole kitchen sale, and then at the end, it's like, oh, what are you doing about this, right? When you've got a buyer in front of you who values aesthetics and lifestyle, this is really kind of a chance to lead that conversation, right? And kind of not tack on at the end. And the question should never be, do you need a wine fridge, right? I mean, it's really, how do you want to show your collection, right? And that's the opening that this is going to create for you. And it's why I'm probably fearful that this line won't get the attention that it deserves if we keep trying to sell wine units like an accessory.
Recently, I spent some time in California wine country, and I came back with some goodies. So uh, wine storage is suddenly a top priority for me right now. So I'm going to take a long look at this unit. I may need to order like 6 or 7 of them.